Hello everybody, this is the John Crow, and in this video today I wanted to show you a little bit of a trick in terms of being able to activate and deactivate animated decorations for a particular NPC character. This came as a result of a question that I was following, or a thread I was following on the Discord chat, and a couple people came up with some solutions, and in my case here I came up with a similar solution, just using a few more nodes. They're all pretty much doing the same thing. If I walk up to the character, you can see he begins his dance, and as I move away from the character, he sits back down. It doesn't really matter what direction I come at. The character will do this thing, activate a decoration, and as I move away, the character will continue to sit back down. So the actual technique behind it is pretty straightforward. Most of you might have an idea. It just involves a lot of nodes, like I said. So let's just take a stop in our scene here, and let's move over and create this in a blank shot. So I'm going to start off with a particular character. I've just got some of these barbarian characters I have access to. Let's just go with Axeman. Put the character there. I'm pretty sure it has a melee behavior on it. It does not. We're going to start by putting an animated decoration on it, and we're going to have the character, we'll just go with the dance, the Gangnam Style dance. If I activate that, it's a looping behavior, and if I edit the logic, that's basically it. It's just looping. We are also going to add a toggle behavior component to the character, and we're going to turn our toggle message off, and we're going to start the behavior off as well, so the character should not be dancing. So there, you can see the character's just sitting there. Nothing's happening. So I'm going to grab my pedestal and I'm going to move it on over. And in order to create the logic for this, we're going to start off with speaker components detecting the avatar. For that one, I'm just going to use a shell, lowercase. What's going on here? I've already got my theme set. Let me just reset that. I'm going to grab my little Nautilus shell. I'm just going to shift click it to put it down. I chose this because it has no attributes built into it. And we're going to start off by giving it a speaker component. And I'm going to get rid of the display messages. And instead of waiting for a message, I want to detect the avatar. I want to detect the avatar in a very small range, just 1 unit. And the trick here is, of course, to get it so that these radii don't overlap. And I'm going to place this around the character. And what we need to do is, if we edit the logic, we're detecting, we're looking for the avatar. We're not going to have any kind of delay on the text. And when the avatar moves inside of this range, we're going to have a message. Let's call it dance on. And I'm going to give this character a bit more of a buffer here. Something like that. And I'll duplicate. And I want to put this so that they do not overlap one another. So something like that. There we go. And I'm going to duplicate this a few times to build a radius around my character. Go with that. Let's put this character more in the middle there. And then I'll grab these, duplicate those, move them back. Oops. Go to about here. And then we'll do a couple more duplicates as well. So grab here, duplicate, duplicate. And I think we've kind of messed up our distances here. So let's grab these 4 and shift back 1. We may get a bit of overlap here, not 100% sure. That looks about right. And we'll take these 2 and duplicate here. Now I've got this zone in which anywhere I pass, my character should be able to trigger this this character standing. And nothing will happen right now because the toggle behavior isn't triggering any kind of an on message. And we can't just go from the speaker component, which is broadcasting the message dance on whenever the avatar gets within the range of the detection sphere or detection ring. We need to go through an in-between, and for that I will grab another shell. We'll place it at the character's feet, and in this case we'll use a speaker broadcaster or a message broadcaster. And the message broadcaster will make it invisible, and the message to send will be dance, man. And that's only going to get triggered when we hear a specific message, and that specific message would be dance on. We don't want it to broadcast once, we don't want it to delay. What we do want is to broadcast it to a specific tag in range, and I don't believe we have a tag on our character now, so let's just reduce the range here, a reasonable range. Snap this to the character. And let's give the character a tag. Let's call the character Thug. And we'll pass that over. We'll edit the logic and specify that this should go towards the Thug tag. All right, that should do it. Actually, let me do one more thing here. Let's grab that. Let's turn off our collisions. Let's turn off the visibility for that shell. And let's move our character back over top. And then let's also grab these outliers. Let's turn off their collisions and let's make them invisible. So as I move towards the character, I'm not triggering anything at the moment, and that's because I need to actually turn on the message. So our turn on message will be dance, man. Nothing turning off right now. We'll get to that next. Play, move up, and the character begins to dance. And so unfortunately, as you move out of the ring, nothing really happens there at all. And if I move in and out, you're just going to keep playing that dance action. But no matter where I come from, so let's come from a different angle here, you can see we trigger that dance. In order to turn it off, we're going to do the exact same thing with our speaker components, except we're going to trigger a dance off when the character moves back out of this range. The reason this actually works is because moving into our sphere detection range, our character is going to be idle already. So essentially the dancing action will already be off. So basically we'll be on here, and as we move back out of the range, so as we're moving back out this way, we're going to trigger it off, if I could write that correctly. So yeah, it's going to start off with another one of these. Actually, let me go with something simpler here. I'm just going to do a camping light. Let's move this out to like here. Let's set up one of them. No collisions. Make it invisible. And in this case, we'll add another speaker component. And get rid of our message. And we'll detect the entity, the avatar. This time, again, we'll use the one sphere detection range. Don't believe they're overlapping there. It's possible they are. Maybe move it out a little bit. And we'll turn off the dance message when we get within range. No delay. And we'll just use dance off. And I've used this in the example I initially started with. Everything looks good there. Avatar's being detected. Range 1, no delay. Dance off. So if I move these over, I'm just holding down Shift to snap them to the grid. Let's grab all these. And it's possible as I do this, I might be a little bit off with my measurements, but it'll give you the idea anyways. If I grab these, duplicate, and snap there. Move these out. Making sure that they are actually on the ground. Duplicate these one more time. Move these over to here. And then we'll fill the corners as well too, just to hedge our bets. I've built this out a little bit further. Giving the character a little bit of extra space. All right, there we go. So what we have then is we have a row of inside elements that are triggering a speaker component that relays a message to a broadcaster, which then passes that to the toggle behavior, which turns on our animated decoration. And then the opposite is happening when we leave the detection range. Each one of these is triggering a message based on the avatar passing through its sphere to turn the dance off. And again, we need to use another speaker component, or sorry, another message broadcaster to trigger the message on our character. So this one's saying, dance, man. And we're waiting for that dance on message. So if we duplicate this, snap it back over top, and we'll call this stop, man. Same broadcast range. This time we're waiting for the message dance.off. For broadcast, invisible, specific tags, still targeting the thug. Now look at this now. We should have everything in place to make this work. Have our character sitting. As he passes through, as the avatar passes through the outer ring, nothing's happening. Then move inwards. The character stands up, dances the Gangnam Style, and as he moves out. So we're not getting anything here. We're missing something in our logic. Let's jump back in. I need to actually go back in and enable the toggle message. So the toggle behavior had dance man. We need to actually turn the message off. So we'll use the stop man. No toggle, just the on and off messages. Let's try that again. We walk around from a particular angle from the side. He begins to dance. We exit this side. Character sits back down. Hands back up. Sits back down. Hands back up. Sits back down. And here, I'm basically missing some coverage. I know that some of my the areas that I'm working with, I can't really use my draw pencil while I'm in the game mode here. It looks like I've got most of those angles covered. And I think if I had a bit more in terms of overlap, I'd be able to kind of hit some of those gaps that my avatar is missing. But that's essentially it. That's the idea of being able to toggle on a specific decoration and have it turn off when your character gets out of range. It's a bit excessive, it looks like, in terms of the number of elements that I'm using to actually run messages through. But it works, and at the moment I can't think of another way to do it. I hope this has been some help to you in terms of being able to trigger specific messages and disable them when you no longer need them. My name is the John Crow, and to see you in the next tutorial. Take care.